As I embark on my journey through the vast blue, I commit my discoveries on ink and parchment, so that, should I perish on this voyage, my findings shall not be lost with me, and science may yet illuminate this shrouded frontier. Entry 1. Month of Rain. The old wives' tales speak of horned beasts leaping across the waves. Their namesake, the nets in which they are hunted. Manta rays. I have assigned their kin the class elasmobranchs, or of the cartilaginous fish. Manta sightings were frequent where tropical waters licked our hull. For a period, we trailed the colossus, as its herd made pilgrimage to bountiful waters. The crew named it Devil Fish, for its twin horns, its wingspan nearing the length of 3 men, and its markings like dancing shadows through the trees. Omens, perhaps? Portents for those adept in deciphering them? Regardless, they were, I presumed, the only ones of their kind. It was when the path of migration intersected a coral reef did we strike a revelation. For there were in fact 2 species. I have coined them Mobila birostris, the oceanic giant, and Mobila alfredi, the resident of the reefs. The latter is distinct in its preference for permanent residence over a nomadic being, in addition to its diminished size. Nevertheless, both species share a veneer of refinement, one which parallels the rituals of nobility, for I have taken note a selection of elevated points along the reef where mantas frequent. These cleaning stations, as I understand, are where sensible mantas rid themselves of filth and parasites. Indeed, they house a menagerie of cleaner fish, with an unrivaled devotion to their divine purpose, or perhaps their ravenous appetites. In as such they remedy infestations of the vile copepod, a parasite, one which feeds away at gill tissue, spurring fatal blood loss. Note that one should refrain from engaging these manta sanitariums, as these gentle beasts would sooner withdraw and refuse hygiene than to confront an obstruction to their services. However, do not correlate their peaceful demeanors with weakness, for though their broad constitutions may present a leisurely lifestyle, they grant the mantas the inverse evolutionary edge: speed. Mantas are formidable swimmers. They have cast aside their dorsal and anal fins, favoring instead broad and muscular pectoral fins, with which they generate immense thrust with a single stroke. This propulsion is aided by their horns, or cephalic fins to be exact, which conduct a dual function of funneling plankton while filter feeding, and enhancing hydrodynamics while extended. It is the union of wings and horns that enables their most astounding feat yet: breaching. When the water is warm and deluge is frequent, the mantas congregate with the rise of a new or full moon, leaping and soaring with their bodies enveloped in starlight. Perhaps a mating ritual, perhaps communication, perhaps for pure jubilation. Regardless of my hypotheses, the truth to their breaching eludes me yet. Irksome as it may be, may this enigma of nature persist for years to come. Science triumphs, however, in deciphering the manta's psyche. As you see, I surmise that they may possess a degree of self-awareness, a trait thus far reserved to man, elephants, gorillae, and dolphins. The manner in which this was determined was the classic mirror test, a method long used for determining self-recognition in apes. After spending no small expense acquiring a mirror of adequate scale, and no small effort isolating our colossus in a lagoon alongside it, we began the test. Observations were as the following. 1. Minimal signs of aggression or other social displays, such as the intensification of white marks on the back and head. This demonstrates an understanding that the reflection does not represent a new individual, but one itself. 2. Contingency checking. The manta waved its cephalic fins in the mirror, much as how a human would wave at their reflection. Though, in fairness, one may contend that such behavior can be waved away as an act of caution, not any degree of higher thought. Fret not, for more findings lend credence to the theory. Our dissection of an abandoned manta corpse, for instance, revealed an enlarged telencephalic dorsal pallium, a region of the fish brain comparable to our hippocampus, amygdala, and neocortex, regions associated with memory, emotions, and perception, respectively. Perhaps mantas have a capacity for empathy not unlike ours. Observations of their foraging strategies are equally astounding, as I documented once. When the plankton were fervorous, a lone manta began trailing another, then a second joined, and a third. Ere long, a chain of mantas had congregated, twisting up a cyclone, trapping their prey in a torrent, a dozen minds conjuring Charybdis. Utterly magnificent. Who could have surmised that mantas were capable of cooperation and social intellect far superior than that of many a distinguished navyman? Lamentably, a tempest approaches. Tomorrow we leave for safer waters. It pains me that our acquaintance with the devilfish must come to an end, yet I am most ecstatic, for the unprecedented insight I have gained on these beasts will undoubtedly inspire further investigation into the animal mind, and perhaps aid in regaining my place in the Academy. Until then, log ends.